Hi boys and girls, it is time for science, and today is our last day with our talking about the earth and garbage and pollution and all the things that are good for the earth and things that are not good for the earth. So today our read aloud is called Goodbye from Good Old Earth. Are you ready? Let's get started. Well, this is probably the last time you'll see a picture like this of good old earth, at least for a while. Of course, it's not the last time you'll see me at all. You see me, or at least part of me, every time you open your eyes. Before I say goodbye, I want to share a few interesting things with you. Listen closely, and you will learn some amazing things that you and other people can do to take care of me. Remember, it's important that everyone do his or her part. If every person accepts the responsibility to do a few little things, then these little things will start to add up to many big things. So pitch in. Think about what I've taught you and spread the words reduce, reuse, and recycle. Tell your friends and family that they need to help take care of the earth too. Don't litter. And if you see a place where people have littered, ask an adult to help you organize a litter pickup. You and your family can also make sure you recycle paper, cans, cardboard boxes, glass, and that plastic that you use. Or even start a compost pile with your leftover scraps so less trash goes into the landfills. You could even set up recycling bins in your home and school. Our school already recycles. The high school kids pick up recycling every week for us. Make a plan to get the materials from the bin to the recycling center and stick to your plan. If you collect a lot of recyclable materials but never bother to take them to recycling center, you've only taken the first important step necessary in recycling. If you want to make sure that recycling goes where it needs to go, then make it your responsibility to take care of it. Make sure that everything is properly sorted and out on the curb when the truck comes. If your neighborhood doesn't have a recycling service, then find out where your closest recycling center is. Then work with a parent or another relative with a car to set up 1 or 2 days each month that maybe you could take a trip to drop everything off at the recycling center. And we are going to, let's see, another simple thing that we can do. We're going to go a little bit quicker. Another thing that we can do to keep our air clean is to plant trees and gardens. Trees and other plants take in certain kinds of pollution, including exhaust from cars and trucks. The trees and plants put clean oxygen back into the air, which humans need to breathe. That means trees actually help clean the air, and every single tree matters, so plant trees whenever you can. And one thing about planting trees, I hope you guys are listening, because for Arbor Day, which is today, we are going to give you trees to plant. And so you're going to be able to pick them up with your packets, and you will have trees to plant to help clean the air that you can watch grow. Okay, and so we're going to move on from trees and electricity. One of the simplest things you can do also to help conserve and to help take care of our earth is to use less electricity. Whenever you are watching television, working on a computer, or turning on a light, you are using electrical power. If people use less electrical power, then power plants won't need to burn quite as much coal, oil, and other natural resources, and that will mean less air pollution. So when you turn off a lamp or a television, you are actually helping keep the air clean. Whenever you walk out of a room for a while, remember to turn the light off. If it's daytime, try to open the blinds or curtains and let in some natural light so you don't have to use as much electricity. And don't forget that living things, including humans, need fresh water to survive. We talked about water the other day and keeping that water fresh and clean. And there is a limited supply of fresh water on Earth. So you can do your part in conserving water by not wasting it. We use water for baths, washing dishes, flushing the toilet, cooking, watering our gardens and yards. The list goes on and on. But remember to only use what you need. People can conserve water by turning off the faucet while brushing their teeth or by taking shorter showers. People can make sure they turn off the sprinklers in the summer when the weather report calls for rain. Every water drop counts. And most important, I want to finish by reminding you that you are part of a truly beautiful and amazing world. Whether you live in the country or in the city, whether you live in a big apartment building, in a neighborhood, or on a farm, you are part of this world. And the things that you do can affect the planet, the whole planet, in fact. But sometimes people pollute and create all sorts of problems for the environment. But people also have the power to find solutions to take care of the environment. So make it a point to be part of the solution, to be part of the answer to the problem. If every person makes a small effort to help reduce, reuse, and recycle, it adds up and makes a big difference in taking good care of good old Earth. Thank you. All right, boys and girls, that is the end. You guys are going to laugh about that, aren't you? And I got to get my marker. I dropped my book. All right. You guys are going to laugh about that. But that is the end of our reading about the Earth, and you have 2 worksheets. First, let's look at the paper that has, you get to match all the pictures with the natural resources. Natural resources are, we learned about things that come from the Earth. So we have water, we have coal, which we burn to make electricity, like we just talked about with light switches, and we have trees. So our first picture is of paper. Where does paper come from? You are right, it comes from trees. We talked about that this week. So we're going to circle our tree because we have paper that comes from trees. Our next picture is of a fish. We eat fish, and we use fish for lots of different things, and there's good things that come from fish that we even make into vitamins. So fish are super healthy for us to eat and to use, but we don't want to waste them. And so where do our fish come from? Do they come from water, coal, or trees? You are right. Fish come from the water. Very good. Our next picture is of the light switch that represents our electricity. So does our electricity come from trees, water, or coal, burning coal? You are right. We just talked about burning coal is where our electricity and energy comes from. Burning coal and oil. Number 4, we see a picture of somebody watering their garden. Well, where does that come from? You are right, it comes from water. So we're going to circle, and then we have 2 more. I'm going to let you do those on your own. We have a house. Where does the wood come from for your house? And then the last one, there's a boy drinking a glass of water. Where does that water come from? So circle your pictures that match it. Finish that worksheet, please. And then our last worksheet, it says go green. Going green is another way of saying take care of your Earth. And it said color the pictures that show something that is helpful to our planet. So we don't want to do things that hurt our planet. I'm not going to color, I'm going to circle. So you may circle or color. We have a boy riding his bike. Is that good for our planet? Yes, it actually is, because that way we don't have to drive our cars as much and use as much energy. Then we have a girl over here. It looks like she's picking up trash. Is that good for our Earth? Yes, it is. And then, we have a picture of a compost bin. Is compost good for our Earth? Yes, it is. Very nice. So we like the compost. And then we have a boy throwing away his recycling or his trash. Is that something that is good for our Earth? Yes, it is. And then we have a paper bag that has a recycling picture on it. And so the recycling helps us to remember to recycle, so that is good for our Earth. And then we have a picture of just water running. Is that good? No, because it wastes our water. We don't want to waste our water, do we? And then we have a picture of a boy and a girl planting a tree. Is that good for our Earth? Yes, it does. It helps clean the air. And then we have a picture of a factory down here that's all smoky. Do you think that's good for our air and our earth? It's not, and so we are not going to circle. And we need factories to make things, but we don't want to use them more than we have to, so that's why we don't waste the products that we have. We have a picture right here of a girl. She's turning the light switch off. Well, that's one of our words, isn't it? Off. Or no, of is our word, but we talked about the word off. And she's turning it off. Is that good for our earth? Yes, it is, because it is saving electricity. And our last picture right here is a car. And is a car good for our earth? Well, that one's kind of tricky because we need cars to get places, but they also use a lot of gas, oil, natural resources, and and then they need tires, and then all the pieces to make the car. All of those things take natural resources from the environment. So it's good for us to have cars, but we want to be careful with them and not use them more than we have to, because it helps keep our world a little cleaner. Okay, boys and girls, have fun with our pictures and our matching. And that is all for today. Thank you.